Alright, so you know who it be. It's John Vaughn doing a little quick video real quick. And I'm actually doing a
Please state your name after the tone.
Oh, man.
To try to connect you.
Yes, hi, this is Jonathan Vaughn. I was calling about your Craigslist ad. So, I'm just doing a little video right now. I'm doing a project, some transcription here. So, I'm just doing a test video here based on the transcription that I'm doing. I guess my Craigslist ad is actually over here. So, the transcription that I'm doing is I'm just transcribing this audio clip right here. And I'll let you listen to a little bit of it.
Necessarily. What you have to do is you need to get another opinion. You need to find out what's happening in the market and look at what else is available for rent. And you can do that on Craigslist. So look at Craigslist to try to get that idea of what.
Okay, so we're on Craigslist right now. And like I said, this is just a little test video. And what this is, I'm putting together a new project. I like working on projects all the time. I get to do it a lot in my spare time. Plus, I just happen to be project manager for 120 developers overseas. And lucky for me, I have my own little team of pet developers that I get to use to have them learn new technology and keep them brushed up and do special projects for me. So I'm starting a new special project, which is creating a system just like what this guy has, which is how this all happened is I started a new branch in my company, which is admin support. So basically I'm outsourcing a lot of clerical hours. In particular transcription. I'm getting people that will work for, let's say, really low. They'll work for $2 or $3 an hour to do transcription work. So to take audio or video and actually transcribe them, timestamp them and stuff like that. And I'm turning around and charging, $10, $11 for this service, charging 2.5 hours to 3 hours per hour of transcription. And that's a new marketing arm of my company, just outsourcing this. So through doing that, through the prototyping, because basically what I did is I pulled some new employees that we have, and they've been brought in just for this transcription project. So what we've done is we've got a few transcription jobs, and I'm going through myself and I'm transcribing them word for word and kind of cleaned up the ands and uts and buts and repeating yourself or starting and then stopping and then changing completely. So we're extracting the real useful information that you want from the transcription, and we're having a team of 10 people go through and transcribe the exact same thing, see on average how long it takes them and what their accuracy is compared to the accuracy of me who's taking their time and doing it. So that's why I'm actually doing these, and I've been able to learn a lot. Lucky for me, this was all on a topic that I've seen called lease option. And so what lease option is a way for you to sell real estate without having a real estate license. So it overcomes a lot of things. One, whenever you want to become a realtor, you have to do a lot of stuff. You have to pay a lot of money. You have to take classes. You have to get your license, and then you have to hang your license with a broker for at least a year. And you have to pay that broker typically about $1,000 a month just to be able to have your real estate license with them. And it's not really even a job. It's just, hey, they're taking responsibility for you while you're just becoming a realtor. You have to take continuing education. There's a lot of loops to jump through. If you're a homeowner and you're going to sell your house with a realtor, they're going to take a large percent. They're going to take a high percent of the purchase price of your house. So eliminating a realtor is a good strategy if you're a homeowner or if you're a home buyer, because if you're a home buyer, logically a homeowner, if they have to pay a fee to a realtor, they're just going to go ahead and up their purchase price just like a corporation does, which is why we're in the ruins that we are, because nobody wants to take responsibility. Everybody wants the most. So the seller's going to up their purchase price to cover for the fee of the realtor, who's going to have to pay that, the buyer. So both the buyer and the seller want to get rid of the realtor. So lease option, from what I can tell, allows you to do this. A lease option is just a contract that's been drawn up, and it's a series of contracts. What it is a contract that allows a prospective buyer that wants to buy something that, let's say, probably is going to have less than par credit anyways, which is the real reason that they're going to go through the lease option fee. Basically, what it allows them to do is it allows them to sign a contract that says, I'm going to pay X amount monthly for a given term, anywhere from 1 to 5 years, with a lease option where I'm going to lease this house with the option to buy it for the full purchase price that's listed after the term of my lease option. And you calculate a rent, basically the rent. But how I could tell now, I haven't been allowed access into the system, and that's actually the new project that I have going on that's going from this, is I'm going to create my own system just like this, because what I can tell, I'm supposed to be on Craigslist right now trying this out. So, and basically what it is to try out is you just call these people. You just call these people with houses for sale, and you just call these people with houses for sale by owner, and you try to get them to do this. You try to get the seller to agree to go into this lease option that allows you to basically list his house, and you don't need a real estate license. So what you get a commission out of it. You get a fee that you work up. Basically you want to get the seller to agree to sell the house to the buyer and allow the buyer to live there for the term of the lease option. And basically what's going to happen is, from what I can tell, you're going to calculate a rent for that buyer to pay that is close to the market rent for that property, but it also needs to include things like some type of monthly premium that's going into, let's say, an escrow account or something that accumulates, so that at the end of the lease option, now that buyer has accumulated the down payment to be able to pay, if it's necessary, to get an actual banknote for that house. So it's a pretty simple system. So I'm going right now to see if we could get somebody on the phone right now. Let's get somebody on the phone. Let's see if we can filter by call. Sure can. Now, and see, that's part of the project, because from what I can tell, listen to these guys talk, part of their system, all it does really is it brings these guys right here, and it's like, oh, you got a phone number, oh, you've got an email address, okay, give me that information and let me steal it and put it into my system and then sell it to people. Yo, it's Skype. You're on the microphone. How are you doing? Now, you should know that where I'm calling is Honolulu, because it is 8:06 p.m. in Honolulu.
Hello, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing today? This is Jonathan Vaughn. I'm just calling about your Craigslist ad.
Oh, good. Who is this?
Yeah, my name's Jonathan Vaughn.
Oh, Jonathan, okay. Yeah, how can I help you?
Yeah, I was just calling about your Craigslist ad. I really just want to get to the point. I have a good way for you to make some money and sell your house. Have you sold your house yet?
No.
Have you ever heard of a lease option before?
Yeah. Where are you calling from? You calling from Skype line?
Yeah, I am actually calling from the Skype line.
Yeah.
I'm calling from southern Indiana, actually.
From Indiana, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have heard of a lease option?
Yeah, so when you're hitting up lease options over here on the Big Island, huh?
Yeah, actually, no. If you got a minute, I could tell you about it. Actually, I'm doing a project for somebody that does lease options, and I'm actually a developer, okay? So I'm doing a project. I run my own company. I'm starting a new branch of my company, which is just transcribing, because I do a lot of outsourcing. I run 120 developers, and we just brought in 50 people to do transcriptions overseas. So basically what I'm doing right now is getting transcription jobs, and as a project manager, I'm doing myself, and we've got 10 other people, and they kind of are foreign people, they're Indian, but they're doing the same transcription job, and then we're going to compare what I've got in my results versus what they've got, and to see if we can use this new venue to make money. But anyway, so I'm doing this transcription for this guy, and I guess he does lead marketing, and I'm listening to 20 hours of this lease option stuff that's going on. I'm trying to learn about it because he's got me really interested, because I see the guy's a multimillionaire. And as a developer, everything that he's doing, I really kind of understand. Like, all he's really doing right now is he's doing curl functions on Craigslist with certain search parameters, and then he's just parsing out the data, which is how I got your phone number. I've just wrote a program that looks for people that are selling their house, they're by owner, and they have a call, and they have a phone number. So could you just tell me maybe, like, because I've never...
Man, you gotta slow down your sales pitch, man.
Yeah, no, well, it's not really a sales pitch. I'm kind of winging it right now, and since you know something about lease option, I don't really want to pretend I know something. That was going to be my plan, is pretend I know something, but since I don't and you do, could you maybe explain what you know about it to me?
Yeah, I'm aware of lease options and aware of a lot of stuff. Actually, I'm an investor. I don't know if you looked at my ad, but I have a Morgan Investors Group. I have a website.
No, I haven't. Sorry, I just read a computer program that gave me your number, but I will go in and look at your ad because I got a link to it.
What computer program is that? You got something that scans Craigslist to find people who sell their house by owner?
Oh, yeah, it's actually just really simple PHP curl function that I just wrote. It took about 20 minutes to write something. I do it all the time. Really, I actually had something that was made really similar for one of my buddies that is on Tiny Chat all the time, and he actually does prank calls on Craigslist for lost dog ads and stuff. It's really weird, but he paid me to do it. So, but yeah, it's just a curl function that pipes out phone numbers and email addresses and contact links for people who have basically listed on Craigslist that they have a house for sale by owner, and the parameters that there's a call option, because I don't want anybody that doesn't have a telephone number myself.
Yeah. What, I don't know, if you have to call me back if I lose you. My battery's kind of low, but, yeah, let me go, how much education you got on lease options so far?
I've got right now about 9 hours worth of phone calls, like training phone calls. So I'm limited really just to certain answers to, like, some of the hurdles in what to do if your buyer's like, oh, I really want a down payment, or if your buyer's scared, or if your buyer wants to work with a realtor. So I don't have a lot of, like, actual information about what the process is, other than just rebuttals that I would have whenever I'm trying to make my sales pitch.
Yeah. Well, you don't happen to be involved with Jeff Ubin over there? Is that the lease option coach guy?
No, this guy's name's actually Joe. I don't know what his whole name is, because the client is listed as private, and on the phone call they never say his last name, they just say Joe. I label, in the transcription, I label him moderator.
Yeah. Let me throw this one at you. So what happens if somebody's in a lease option agreement, and there's a tenant buyer, and they are coming up to their option to buy, but they can't come up with the funds, right? So they want, to assign the contract. However, they don't even have cash buyers, and so a third party comes in.
Really good stuff.
Let's say like you, and you have a cash buyer, and you want to bring in the cash buyer. How would you gain equitable interest in the property to be able to wholesale and assign it for a fee on top of him assigning it? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Roughly, yes. I'm not a business major, I'm an engineer, but yes, roughly I understand what you're saying. I don't know how I would do that myself, but yes, I understand what you're saying. How would I do that?
Exactly, that's the question. Well, So I mean, that's exactly what this property is.